Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Principal Living. Today, our guest is Matt Buchanan. He's the founder of Pioneers of Marketing, which is a social media company that helps businesses and individuals establish as well as grow their social media presence. At a very young age, just a young entrepreneur, at 22 years old, Matt has grown his business by 3,200% in the last 8 months, just using social media itself, which is 40 times faster than any other average business. He's been featured as well on Forbes #1 marketing conference in the world and at the 10X Growth Con with people like Grant Cardone. So we welcome you, Matt, and thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. How you doing?
Thank you for having me on here. Thank you for allowing me to come in here and talk with everybody and give me your time. I know you have a lot of things going on. I know you're making things happen, and I love being around people like you, man. So
All right.
pleasure's
Well,
mine.
thanks a lot. If you don't mind, if you can spend just a little bit of time. I know we gave a lot of information about you, but if you can give us a little bit of your background of what you do, who you are, where you come from, just so the audience can know a little bit more about you.
100%. So about 4 years ago, I was playing baseball at a small county school, a Division II small school in New Jersey, Northwest New Jersey. I was always loving baseball, still do love baseball, and I ended up getting hurt again, ran out of money. I didn't feel like it was the right move, and I was not, and I still am not the type of person where once something like that happens, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna sit at home and play Xbox or doing things like that. Like, not knocking those things. I'm not saying those things are bad. I'm just saying it. That's not who I am. I won't do that. It'll drive me crazy. So the reason why I'm saying this is when that happens, I started reading a lot of books. I started going to networking events. I started learning. I was working like 3 different jobs, and long story short, I ended up working as the marketing director for a Fortune 1000 company, one of the fastest growing companies in the country, handling all their social media. Like, I was the guy helping them with all of their social media. And long story short, took that knowledge, started Pioneers of Marketing about 3.5 years ago. Since then, we've now grown the business by 3,200% in the last 8 months, which is 40 times faster than the average businessman. And in addition to that, we've been featured, like you mentioned before, on Grant Cardone's 10X Growth Conference, which is Forbes #1 marketing conference in the world. It was insane. There was 13,000 people there. And there was another 5, 10, 15,000 people on live. And we've grown out our team. We got a team behind us now. We've worked with some amazing, amazing people, people that are just crushing it. People like Brandon Dawson, Richie Dolan, Jared Glant. I have great relationships with all those people. We've worked with a lot of those people. We've even helped people like Brandon Dawson, together with my team and I, generate well over $1 million through his social media. And I don't say those things to brag. I'm saying it because most people will hear these things now. They'll hear and see in terms of how far we've gotten and how fast we've grown and how much in revenue we've done, and how we've had literally 6 months in a row, 6 best months in a row in the past 6 months happen. And they'll see all these things now, right? But they didn't see when I was out door knocking every single day for almost the first 2 years in business. Like, literally every single day, my routine was wake up, go through my morning thing, and then literally go door knock the entire day until it was dark out. And then when I would go out, for example, one time I went out for like 2 weeks straight, literally every single day I hit the pavements, 40 doors a day. And then I would go home. I would go in my car at the end of the day. I would type into my phone, into Google, cheapest hotels near me. I'd find the cheapest hotel near me. And then I would go to sleep. And I remember one time I was in Philadelphia, and there was like garbage all under the bed. It was disgusting, man. There was sirens on the whole night. And it was a terrible situation. And the reason why I'm saying all these things is because people don't understand how long it takes and how much patience you really need. And if you just don't give up, dude, there's nothing you can't do.
I totally agree with you on that, and just not to generalize it just with you, but I think overall you always see all these people that are very successful, and then you just like, man, these people are killing it today, but we never see the background, just like you said, right? Like, you don't see, let's say, an athlete, you don't see the everyday life they have to be practicing on a daily basis, hard, just hard work on a daily basis, right? And it takes maybe 10 years for them to be at the point that they're at their lives, but we never see the background. We're always like, they're always this amazing person and they're so successful, but it took a while, right? It took a lot of grind, a lot of hard work. So I totally agree with what you're saying. And I like to that your background was on sales, door knocking. I think is that's one of the best things you can do in order for you to to become different, to become a person that could be successful. Because just if you're in a 9 to 5, you don't spend too much time thinking on how to close a sale, right? And I believe sales is going to be one of the major things that you can a skill that you can implement into your business that can make it grow, which is something that you're actually
Totally
doing
agree.
right now. And I believe that that's what you do on a daily basis. Still on the phone, it's not door knocking, but I mean you're knocking on somebody's
Yeah, no
phone,
more
right?
door
Just trying to
knocking.
close it.
No more door
So
knocking.
that's okay,
And the crazy
awesome. But
part is once I stopped door knocking as well, my business literally blew up like a rocket ship. Like
okay.
I host a masterclass, a social media masterclass where we dive
Hmm.
deep and like we go deep into helping people with their social media processes. And long story short, I have one on Saturday, and we were going into one of those, and I pulled up my graph of my revenue of Pioneers of Marketing over the last 3.5 years. And
Hmm.
literally in September, when I stopped door knocking every day, my income and my revenue went from like we were doing good. We were doubling every single year. But once that happened, we literally in the graph, and then it just goes like this, man. It just goes literally right up, like almost like a 90-degree angle.
That's
So
awesome.
because the problem was is I was taking massive action, but I was operating off the wrong information. I didn't have the right information. So you can dig a hole as deep as you want, but if you're in the wrong place digging the hole, you're not going to find the treasure, you know? So
I like that.
the reason
I
why
like
I'm
that.
saying that is because that's what I was doing. I was the person that was working 70 hours plus, easily probably 75 hours every single week. Like literally nobody knew me. Like all I was doing was working. So the reason why I'm saying that is because that's all I was doing, but I had the wrong information and I
Mhm.
was taking the wrong actions. So once I just learned what the right actions were, once I got the right information, that's why everything changed. That's why I'm always talking about you just got to get the right information, man.
I truly believe that too, that based on the information you have in your mind, whether you once you grow your mind, you can grow anything you want. Like your life can grow and everything else around you will grow. So I really love that. And just to put everything together, and so we can talk a little bit about what we're here to talk about. Um, what do you think? So right now here on this show, we talk about principles. A principle is a set standard that you won't compromise, something that you set in your life and you say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do, and you won't compromise it, you won't go back on it. So based on your experience, what do you think are the most important principles you have applying to your life to become the person that you are today, and for you to explode in that massive explosion you have for growth? What do you think helped you the most?
Number one thing that you got to do is you got to invest. You have
Okay.
to invest what is necessary, whether that's time, whether that's money, whether that's energy. You got to invest what is necessary and required to achieve whatever it is you want to do. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to invest what is necessary. I literally wrote that down up here 2 years ago. It literally says that. It literally
Okay.
says invest what is needed in order to reach my goals, think with abundance. Because I was always brought up, and everybody is, and it's not a knock against other people, but I was always brought up with this scarcity mindset. There's only so much money. There's only so much time. There's limited of all those different things. It's vast. There's enough money out there in the world for everybody to be multimillionaires. So for me, I made that decision last year to stop thinking that way. I just was like, I'm not doing this anymore. It doesn't work. It literally doesn't work. And I made the decision to invest what is necessary. So I literally would go into debt and invest all the time necessary to get the right information, because I knew once I had the right information, that 10 grand, that 30 grand, that 50 grand, that 100 grand that I spent on myself would mean nothing when I can make 200 grand in 1 month alone.
I
So
like
that's
that.
the first thing, is invest. Most people they have a complete scarcity mindset. They don't understand anything about money. That's
I
the first
really,
thing.
really like that. I really like that. And just to add a little bit about it, this just happened yesterday, which is actually a very good example. And I actually was texting with somebody, a friend of mine, and he told me, like, you know what, this opportunity just came. This guy told me about an opportunity to invest. And just like you said, everybody's with that mindset of scarcity. And I don't want to put anybody down, but he's a person that he doesn't, I'll say he doesn't make a lot of money
Yeah.
on a yearly basis. And he's telling me about this investment, and he's saying, like, you know, I'm gonna put $1,000 and it's gonna grow to three.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I really thought this, and I was like, man, sometimes we are so small minded that instead of, just like you said, like instead of investing it in something that is going to give you such a little return, it's better to invest in yourself, your mind, how to grow. And that, just like you said, you can learn how to make 200,000, and whatever you invest in yourself, you're going to triple, I mean, quadruple, it's going to grow
Yeah.
exponentially.
Yep.
So I really like that a mindset you have. I think it's awesome.
I
And
appreciate it,
the
buddy.
idea about investing, that's
I
awesome.
appreciate it. So that's the
What
first one. The second one is courage.
courage?
I'm just speaking on what's helped me and what's worked for me. That's the second one. The second one is courage.
Okay,
Like
and what do you think
not worrying about, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, what do you think you have implemented? Like, how have you implemented courage into your life to kind of step into something different and doing what you're doing right now?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, courage is just so important because most people hold back the fear of what somebody's going to say or what they think about them. And that just weighs them down so much that it literally eats them alive inside. So, for example, when I would go out and I would door knock, I would literally go out and door knock all day, every single day. I stopped taking no personally very, very quickly. Because if I'm going to knock on 40 people's doors in the middle of Manhattan, I would literally get maybe out of 40 doors, maybe one person that would set an appointment. That was for a whole day. So long story short, I stopped taking it personal. And I wrote that up there too as well, courageous, which is going out of your comfort zone and then facing your fears consistently. That's something that I started, to answer your question, implementing a little while ago. Every single day I would start facing something that scared me, I would do it. And it didn't matter what it was. I started doing this 3 years ago, and it was every single day. Because when you do that consistently, and this, I'm reading this because I literally wrote this down 2 years ago. This has been here. This piece of paper has been here for 2 years on my wall. It says, go out of your comfort zone and face your fears consistently to create real courage to help you with being more comfortable with being outside of your comfort zone. That's what it's all about. Most people are always inside their comfort zone, and you can't grow when you're in your comfort zone. You can't grow. You're going to die in your comfort zone. And
That
Dominic
is
Cruz, who's
totally
a
true.
UFC fighter who I had the opportunity to meet and hang out with a little bit last year, was talking about that. Most people's dreams and goals and everything like that dies in their comfort zone.
That is
So when
totally
you can
true. I
step
totally
when you
agree.
can step outside of that, when you can consistently every single day face something that you fear, face something that scares you, it builds courage. And do that every single day. What you practice is what you become. What you practice becomes permanent.
I like that. There's a quote that I actually know about that, and I I kind of came around it, and it says, "You are not the person you want. You are the person that you think about." Right? Like whatever you think about, that's who you become. Whatever you do on a daily basis, that's who you become. So if you implement that on a daily basis, just like you said, and try to step up out of your comfort zone, you will become that person. So just to
Love
implement
that.
that a little bit on what you were saying. What is it something that you do I mean, is this something that you look for? Like, do you look at within yourself and say, okay, I used to fear this, so I'm gonna do this today? Or is it something that you do on a daily basis to try to acquire something new? Or how do you do it
Yeah.
on that?
So it's really simple. Something that scares you, just like one thing. Pick one thing that scares you today and just go do it.
Huh, okay.
And do that every single day. Do that every single day for 30 days. And I guarantee you, you'll be a completely different person.
By experience, I will
Like
say
make a
that you're
phone call.
saying.
Like one person right now, that you know is going to be a really uncomfortable situation.
Huh,
It
okay.
could be a
I
girl.
like that.
It could be a customer. It could be a prospect. Just do it.
Mm,
Just make that call. And then
okay.
tomorrow, do something like that again. And the next day, do something like that again. You know, Grant Cardone talks about it all the time. I was in this small group. It was a few people at this group sitting at a table, and they said, he was saying, a young kid raised his hand. I think it was 21 or 22 years old. I forget his exact age. I'm pretty sure he was 21 or 22. He said, Grant, right now, I don't know what to do. I love everything you're saying. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. What should I do? He said, you should go get a door-to-door sales job because you need to build courage.
Mm,
That's what he literally said. And this is, you're hearing this from somebody right now that's worth 300 or 400 million dollars.
mm-hmm.
It's
That is
courage.
correct. Mm-hmm.
Courage is what separates it. So the act of how do you get courage? You need to do courageous things. If you never do anything courageous, you're not going to be courageous. So you need to do things that will develop courage every single day. Door knocking builds courage. Calling people that said no 5 times builds courage. Talking to people, like doing things out of your comfort zone has courage. Take a cold shower. Go for a run. And if you ran yesterday for 10 minutes and that was terrible, run for 15 seconds longer today. And then do that every single day. Like, we could talk about this for a long time, but it's just really simple. Literally just pick one thing today that you're scared. One thing that you're fearful about, and do it. And then do it again tomorrow. And then do it again the next day. And do it for 2 months. And watch how different of a person you'll become. It's not going to do anything if you do it once, though.
So consistency, that's one of the things
Yeah,
that you
you got to
will
be
pretty
disciplined.
much say.
You
Yeah.
got to be disciplined.
What do you think will be the third principle that you applied that has helped you?
Confidence.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, if you read the book Think and Grow Rich,
Mm-hmm.
it's the person that thinks he can is the person that actually does it. It's the
Mm-hmm.
person that wakes up every single day and knows that he can do whatever it is he's going after. The people that have low confidence are not the people that are going to make things happen. That's why when you go to conferences and you hear people like Sarah Blakely, that's worth pretty sure over $1 billion. She says the number one reason why people don't hit their goals is because they don't believe in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, if another human being can achieve something, there's no reason why I can't do the same thing. There's no reason. If somebody else can do something else and they're literally the same exact person, they are a human being just like me. There's no reason why I can't do that too. There's zero reason. So for me, operating and having that confidence is what, without a doubt in my mind, 100% has allowed me to be able to grow this business so fast, literally going from $6,000 to 160 grand in literally 8 months in monthly revenue at only 22 years old, man. Like, and we're just getting started. At the end of the year, there's no reason we're not going to do over $300,000 a year, a month. I'm sorry, $300,000 a monthly revenue by the end of the year, 400,000. There's no reason at all. And it's because of that confidence. But again, you got to do the same thing every single day. You have to do things that build confidence. It's such an easy one is work out. Work out for 10 minutes every single day for 30 days and watch how much different your life is going to be.
Yeah, I totally agree on that. I always like to do it in the morning when I work out. I really believe that it just helps you in your mind. And I think it's an overall belief, just like you said. When you believe in yourself, I think it's a projection on every area of your life. Like, let's say, even if you're working out and just you add a little bit more next day, right? Just like you said, you're running 10 minutes, add another minute, and then add another minute later on. And
Yes,
it's
sir.
just one little achievement can boost you up and give you that confidence you want, right? To keep
Yes,
going.
sir. 10X is
So
all
there you
about.
go. 10x. So there you go. So it's just a little bit of a one more grain, right? Throw one more grain into it just to make everything grow. And I truly believe, just like you said, is starts in one place and it kind of grows all over your life. It's a projection of your life. Whatever you do on a daily basis, you become. So when I work out, just like you said, I always try to increment a little bit more, because I know if I do that, working out is gonna show in everything that I do. So
Yeah.
I really like that information you gave. So
Good man.
it's awesome. So just to wrap it up, your three principles. First one was investing in yourself. So
Not
that's the
necessarily
best thing
investing in yourself, just investing.
overall.
Just
Okay.
invest.
Okay. So investing. Second, having courage or building courage, and building confidence is the third one. That's an overall view of what has helped you in your life. And I think it's awesome to see a young entrepreneur like you, just at 22 years old, man, and really crushing it. So I really thank you that you're here and that you gave us a little bit of your time and some of your knowledge too. If anybody wants to reach out to you, maybe they want to grow their business, maybe somebody, just an individual, wants to know how to grow their businesses or how to grow themselves in social media, how can they get in contact with you, Matt?
Yeah, great question. So anybody could reach out and they could text 908-914-1888. They could text that number and they could get a free social media evaluation, man. I'm all about building value. I'm all about building relationships. They could text that number. That's 908-914-1888 for a free social media evaluation. They could follow me on Instagram. That's Matt with 3 T's, not 2, 3 T's, Buchanan, Buchanan on Instagram to get some free content, free value, and things like that. And if they want more hands-on on a free evaluation, they can text that number and we'll shoot something over to them. And I'll get
Perfect.
on a
So
call for the first 3 people that do it. I'll get on the call with them as well, completely free of charge, and literally walk them through exactly what it is they got to do with that evaluation to get to that next level and grow.
that's awesome. So thank you again. And if anybody wants to grow their social media presence, reach out to this guy. He can help you out. And once again, Matt, thank you for being here. Thank you for spending some time, and thank you for giving us all this valuable information. So thank you
Yeah, you're the man.
for
When
being
you
on the
told me
show.
we're gonna do this, I was like, man, that's a no-brainer. I'm definitely gonna do this because I love one of the things that I enjoy doing, because it's something that I was always looking for, is just however I can, by bringing value and passing along information to people that's just gonna be able to get to them to where they want to go just a little bit faster. I'm all for it. So thank you for having me on here. Thank you for letting me just share this message, and I appreciate it, brother.
And since he has such a great value, I know you have a podcast. What's your podcast, and how can people listen to it so they
Yeah,
can
great point too. I forgot about that. So we have a podcast every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. If anybody would want to listen in on that podcast, we've had people like Bobby Castro, sold his last business for $1 billion. We've had Jared Glant, who's the president of all things Grant Cardone. We've had Elena Cardone, Brandon Dawson, who sold his last business for $151 million, and a ton of other amazing people. So if they want access to that podcast or the webinar, they can just text 908-914-1888 and we'll hook them up.
Awesome. So if you want more great value from Matt, just reach out to him and listen to his podcast. And once again, thanks again, brother, for being here. We appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you soon in another episode. And you're gonna be at 10x, brother. So hopefully you grow your business the most you can. I think you will. I think you have the quality of it. So I really will wish you the best. And once again, thanks for being here, brother.